Hi, and welcome back. My name is George Collins, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that are looking for ways to really get more people to look at their site. I wrote some articles, and I'm going to share them with you, and I'm sure they'll give you some ideas. And we've been talking about small business practice and branding, and people ask me all the time, can you teach me branding, or can you teach me how to brand myself? And when you find the top person to teach you, they're usually on the next topic of teaching before you have already even grasped that first topic. But just hang in there and do not expect to come into this industry and become an overnight success without knowing anything. I guarantee you that any top earner you interview or ask, did they automatically come in one day and start making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? I guarantee you not. I guarantee if you ask them if they bought any courses that were worthless, they'll tell you yes. Have you found the cream of the crop in the industry that you are now in order to learn what you know to market? Most will say yes. You ask them, did it take you months or years to learn what you did to get to where you are? Did it take you 6 months or a year to make $10,000? Did you make it in 2 months? Some will say 2 months. Some will say 10 months. Every one of us is different. And that is the unique thing about us as humans, is that we're all created different. We are all unique. We all learn at different paces. We all learn differently. Some of us love to read and can read and learn just fine. Others need to look at something visually just to understand it. We all learn in different ways and different paces. Look at how you learn. If you learn a little bit slower and you learn a different method, try to find that method of learning from your mentor to teach you that and to get it. Do not rush things. I know some people, whether you're trying to do affiliate marketing or just starting your home-based business, some people are under pressure because of debt or loss of a job or other life problems. It just does not happen overnight. If you expect it, then you are really just setting yourself up for failure. And when it does not happen, you get all upset and think this stuff does not work when you actually never gave it enough time. Or if you did not do any marketing, you might not have hung around long enough to see the fruits of your labor. When we first started network marketing, when we found the cream of the crop, he said, go recruit from within the industry. And we said, how do you do this? He said, you need to call other people in the industry. So we started calling people. We did not know much about the Internet, but we did call to generate the traffic. It is part of the formula. It is targeted traffic because we were recruiting from the industry, which is the target market. We are just using the telephone to generate the traffic. We would do like 100 or 200 calls a day. It would take us about 2.5 hours or so. It took us a little longer in the beginning, but you get better at what you do over time. Contrary to what people said about using this method, they would sponsor one person after calling 100 people. We did not sponsor one single person until after many hundreds of calls. When we first started, it was not even 100 calls a day. It was more like 50 or less until we were used to using the phone that much. You have to work up to calling that many people in a day. So it took us many weeks, many hundreds of calls to sponsor one person. If you try to gauge yourself on what other people are doing, like sign up one person for every 100 calls, that may work for them, but do not think it's going to work for you. Maybe they have been doing it for a long time and they mastered that skill. You may have a long way to go before you can be as competent as they are and perfect that technique. We did not have that when we first started. It took us weeks to even get close to that. If we just listened to what they said and what they did, and we did 20 calls the first day and say we got to 100 calls my fourth or fifth day, we called 100 people by that time combined and did not sponsor one person. If we just listened to that, we would have stopped at that point. But we knew that they had been doing the calls for quite a while. They know exactly what they were doing. They put their time in already, just like we were doing now to perfect this and to become a master of what we were doing. And soon after we made that first sale, after hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, we soon mastered it where we were recruiting one person out of every 100 or 200 calls. And because of the voice message that we left, we would sponsor one person every 2 or 3 days from the voice messages that we had left. You have to perfect all aspects of the techniques that you're going to be using. After you become a master at one of the techniques, then you can go on to teach any of the people that you work with. You can tell people that they cannot use the method and expect to get the results that a person who mastered that technique is getting. It just will not happen. You cannot start cold and make 200 calls a day and sign up 2 people like someone who has been at it for years. So that's a simple example on branding. Okay? And again, you've been listening to George Collins. If you need anything, if I can do anything for you, give me a shout. My number is 888-856-6686. You can email me at mymarketingfirm@gmail.com. And make sure you visit my site, georgecollins.com. I have some cool reports there. Speak with you soon. Bye-bye.